Well, hello. It's day two of my day one project. And I actually had a recording already done for today. And then I left and went to watch the Saints football game, which was a playoff game. And I'm not going to claim to be a super fan, but, um, you know, this is New Orleans that I live in. And I have somewhere deep down inside of me a little bit of a competitive spirit. And so even if I don't catch all the games, when I do watch one, I get really involved. And I wore my, you can't see this here, but there is a fleur de lis etched into my earrings. So, I was in as much as Melinda can be for a football game. And so I decided to actually come back here and record a bit of a different video. The one that I recorded can certainly be used another time. Um, but right now, our whole city, I feel like, is sitting in a little bit of a collective sense of loss. And as you can see behind me, there's my little sign about letting shit go. And I think that the loss was probably less than an hour ago, maybe. So I think the city, probably many people in the city, are not really letting that shit go right now, but are still feeling their loss. And so loss is real, grief is real. That loss may be about a football game, of course, which for a lot of people is very symbolic of many things. And it is the end of the season, which can bring its own set of losses, right? When something comes to an end, even if it's supposed to come to an end. So it could be about a football game, but loss can also be, of course, about things that are much more profound and difficult to really grapple with. We didn't, I didn't play in this football game. I didn't fumble. I didn't miss an interception, yada, yada, yada. So I can certainly take that loss I feel and set it on a shelf, which is healthy. But there are certain things, of course, that I can feel much more connected to when it comes to loss. And so I just want to acknowledge that for all of us here in New Orleans who might be seeing my video. And clearly, for those who might see my video who are from Minnesota or rooting for Minnesota, have different feelings right now. So I just want to acknowledge that, which often happens, obviously, around grief and loss when there are more than one person involved. So people have different experiences even within the same situation. So what I thought I might do is just do a quick meditation on loss. Really kind of a part two of the soft belly exercise that I did yesterday. But instead of using the words soft and belly on the inhale and exhale, I figured I would use the words loss and hope. So, without further ado, I'm going to just put my body in a position of being able to meditate. Again, even though I'm not going to close my eyes and participate, I am going to lead a little bit of a meditation on loss. And this one is really simple. Obviously, there are much more in-depth meditations on loss and grief than this one, but if you will do this with me, again, as with all, try to find a place you can do this where you're sitting up with your back as straight as you can make it. Even if you're sitting in bed when you're watching this video, or if you're on a couch, wherever you are. Sit up as straight as you can, and that encourages the air to go into your lungs as deeply as possible and for you to get as much of a relaxation response as you can get from this meditation. Ground your feet wherever they may land. Feel whatever surface is underneath your feet right now in this moment. And again, let your hands just be wherever they can rest, whether that's in your lap or your sides. And just start with the breath. Close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so wherever you are right now watching this, and just listen to my voice. If you're not comfortable closing your eyes, as always, you can just soften your gaze at a point in front of you or at the end of your nose. And just start by feeling the air as it goes into your lungs, Breathe in through your nose throughout this meditation and out through your mouth. And remember, when you breathe out through your mouth, it might feel really therapeutic, particularly for this, to make a sound or to push that air out. So, or even more of a sound than that. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, and just feel the power that you have right now over the air that comes into your body and that leaves your body. Sometimes when we're in a state of intense emotions, it can feel really important just to know that we have this power. Our breath is always going to go on without us really giving it any thought, but it's pretty nice to know that this is something that we can bring under our conscious control to help us feel more calm and feel grounded in whatever moment we're in. So breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. We'll just do this for a moment quietly. As with all of our meditations, when thoughts come, just let them come. Don't judge yourself. Just see the thought and let it pass on by. And return your focus to the feeling of the air as it goes in your lungs and as it leaves your lungs. Sit up straight. Try to bring that air as far down into your lungs as you can. And push that air out of your mouth as forcefully as you can make it happen. As you breathe in, I want you to just think of a word on the inhale. That word is loss. It's a very simple word with a lot of meaning to it. Breathe in. Think of loss. It might be sitting with you in the room or sitting in your heart. When you exhale, what I want you to exhale is the word hope. Loss and hope can often go together pretty well in a strange kind of way. Loss is a part of life, grief is a part of life, but knowing that all things come to an end, even grieving, although it's not linear, it can cycle in and out. But if you can just bring some hope to that process, then I would encourage you to do that. For this moment, breathe in the loss that you feel, but using that force of your lungs, breathe out the word hope. If you're alone in your room and you're really feeling it, you can say those words out loud. But generally with these kind of meditations, you want to just say them silently in your head. You can also flip those. You can breathe in hope and breathe out loss. Whatever feels right to you in this little meditation. And after this video is over, I encourage you to just sit and do those breaths on your own with those words. And you can do them in whichever order feels right to you. Breathe in the loss that you feel right now, but put hope out into the world. Exhale that hope. Or maybe you need to bring in some hope and let go of the loss. Whichever works. The shit I'm letting go, of course, is the idea that we're going to go to the Super Bowl. Because I kind of had that idea, and I think some of us might have. But we're just going to let that shit go. And know that there's always hope around the corner for the New Orleans Saints and for whatever you might be dealing with right now on your own. So, And the song that comes to mind is really funny to me. I got in the car after I was watching the game, and immediately a playlist that I had on my phone came up, and it was just a general playlist. And the song that came on was a song from Sade, who I'm a longtime fan of Sade. I've been a fan of hers for longer than I actually wish to think about. And the song that came on is one that's really meaningful to me and just seemed perfect for the moment. And that song is Love is Stronger Than Pride. What a beautiful song. And I think that one of the things that I've been really proud of our fans for in the city over the years is that we always show the New Orleans Saints how much we love them, even when our pride might be a little upset. So right now, our pride might be a little bumped and bruised, but we still love the New Orleans Saints, don't we? So I encourage you to listen to the song. I'm actually going to start a playlist, both a video playlist on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, of the songs that I recommend or that I talk about. And I'm also going to start a Spotify playlist as well, because I love Spotify playlists. So sometime tonight, I encourage you to feel free to get on Spotify and look for my playlist, which of course will be, I'm not sure what I'm going to name it yet, but I think it's going to be, of course, 2020, but I'm not sure yet. I may put in the comments the link that I'm going to have for the Spotify channel. But in any case, feel free to pull up that oldie but a goodie from Sade called Love is Stronger Than Pride. And I will check in with you tomorrow with some of the thoughts that I had before I watched this game. I hope you have a good and peaceful night.